Mei had barely finished tidying the throw pillows on the couch when she heard the knock on her apartment door. A glance at the clock confirmed it, her parents were early. She took a deep breath, plastering on a smile, and opened the door to find her mother and father standing there, both impeccably dressed for brunch. "Mrs. Yen, we thought we'd come a little early to see your place. It's been so long since we've visited." Mei, forcing a cheerful tone, "Of course. Come in." Her father stepped in first, his eyes scanning the room critically, while her mother walked in behind him, clutching her purse and immediately starting her assessment. "Mr. Yen, it's clean. I'll give you that." Mrs. Yen, looking around, "Yes, but it's so empty, Mei. This doesn't look like a home, it looks like you're ready to move out tomorrow." Mei's heart raced as she tried to think of a response. She'd worked so hard to stage the apartment, but now her parents were poking holes in the illusion. "Mei, well, I like to keep things simple. Less clutter, more space." Her mother frowned, stepping into the living room and running her hand over the back of the couch. "Mrs. Yen, simple is one thing, but this is barren. What are you doing with your money if you're not spending it on making your home inviting?" The question hung in the air, rhetorical and heavy with judgment. They opened her mouth to reply, but her mother had already moved on. "Mrs. Yen, never mind. We'll fix this today. While we're out, we'll pick up a few things, some throw pillows, maybe a rug, some plants. And for goodness sake, Mei, some art for the walls. This place needs personality." Her father nodded in agreement, arms crossed as he surveyed the apartment. "Mr. Yen, your mother's right. It doesn't feel like you're settled here. It's almost like you're waiting for something." Mei's stomach dropped. Her parents were relentless, and the thought of adding more furniture and decorations to the staged apartment only made her stress levels rise. Thinking quickly, she plastered on a calm smile. "Mei, you're not wrong, Dad. I am waiting for something. Or rather, someone. When I find the right man, I'll probably have to move, and I don't want to deal with packing up a ton of stuff. Just makes sense to keep things light for now." Her mother paused, tilting her head as if weighing the logic. "Mrs. Yen, well, that's reasonable. A good man would want to build a home together. But that's no excuse to live like you're in a hotel, Mei." Her father sighed but nodded in reluctant agreement. "Mr. Yen, at least she's thinking ahead. Fine. We'll hold off on redecorating for now. But you still need to make an effort, Mei. No man is going to want to move in with a blank canvas." Mei bit her tongue, nodding along as her parents moved on to inspect the kitchen. Relief washed over her, but she knew this was only the beginning of a long day. As they continued their tour, she silently thanked Eric for the staging help and for the fact that her wedding ring was safely hidden at his house. Mei had barely finished tidying the throw pillows on the couch when she heard the knock on her apartment door. A glance at the clock confirmed it, her parents were early. She took a deep breath, plastering on a smile, and opened the door to find her mother and father standing there, both impeccably dressed for brunch. "Mrs. Yen, we thought we'd come a little early to see your place. It's been so long since we've visited." Mei, forcing a cheerful tone, "Of course. Come in." Her father stepped in first, his eyes scanning the room critically, while her mother walked in behind him, clutching her purse and immediately starting her assessment. "Mr. Yen, it's clean. I'll give you that." Mrs. Yen, looking around, "Yes, but it's so empty, Mei. This doesn't look like a home, it looks like you're ready to move out tomorrow." Mei's heart raced as she tried to think of a response. She'd worked so hard to stage the apartment, but now her parents were poking holes in the illusion. "Mei, well, I like to keep things simple. Less clutter, more space." Her mother frowned, stepping into the living room and running her hand over the back of the couch. "Mrs. Yen, simple is one thing, but this is barren. What are you doing with your money if you're not spending it on making your home inviting?" The question hung in the air, rhetorical and heavy with judgment. They opened her mouth to reply, but her mother had already moved on. "Mrs. Yen, never mind. We'll fix this today. While we're out, we'll pick up a few things, some throw pillows, maybe a rug, some plants. And for goodness sake, Mei, some art for the walls. This place needs personality." Her father nodded in agreement, arms crossed as he surveyed the apartment. "Mr. Yen, your mother's right. It doesn't feel like you're settled here. It's almost like you're waiting for something. May's stomach dropped. Her parents were relentless, and the thought of adding more furniture and decorations to the staged apartment only made her stress levels rise. Thinking quickly, she plastered on a calm smile. Mei, you're not wrong, Dad. I am waiting for something. Or rather, someone. When I find the right man, I'll probably have to move, and I don't want to deal with packing up a ton of stuff. Just makes sense to keep things light for now. Her mother paused, tilting her head as if weighing the logic. Mei Yen, well, that's reasonable. A good man would want to build a home together. But that's no excuse to live like you're in a hotel, Mei. Her father sighed but nodded in reluctant agreement. Mr. Yen, at least she's thinking ahead. Fine. We'll hold off on redecorating for now. But you still need to make an effort, Mei. No man is going to want to move in with a blank canvas. Mei bit her tongue, nodding along as her parents moved on to inspect the kitchen. Relief washed over her, but she knew this was only the beginning of a long day. As they continued their tour, she silently thanked Eric for the staging help and for the fact that her wedding ring was safely hidden at his house. Mei's parents stepped into the kitchen, her mother's sharp eyes immediately darting to the countertops. Mei had intentionally left them sparse, save for a small fruit bowl and an espresso machine Eric had insisted made the space feel more lived in. Mrs. Yen arching a brow, it's so bare. Where are all your appliances? Don't you have a blender? Toaster? Anything? Mei shrugging, trying to sound casual, I don't like clutter. Everything I need is in the cabinets. Her mother opened one cabinet, inspecting its neatly arranged contents. Mrs. Yen approvingly, at least it's organized. But really, Mei, no toaster. You're an adult. Adults have toasters. Her father pulled open the refrigerator, scanning its contents. Mr. Yen, not bad, but there's no backup milk. You should always have extra in case of guests. And this, he pointed to a half-empty container of takeout noodles, is why you're so thin. You're not eating real food. Mei rolling her eyes internally, I cook. Sometimes. But I work late, and takeout is convenient. Mrs. Yen crossing her arms, Mei, if you're serious about finding a man, you need to show you can cook. Men appreciate a woman who can make a home-cooked meal. Mei trying not to groan, noted, Mom. Her parents moved on to the bedroom. Mei followed, wishing she could fast forward through the next 20 minutes. Her mother walked in first, immediately eyeing the bed. Mrs. Yen, at least you've got proper bedding. This duvet is nice, but those pillows. Mei, you need matching sets. And more of them. One pillow per person looks like you don't care about comfort. Mei clutching her patience, I didn't know my pillow choices were a deal breaker for anyone. Her father walked to the closet, pulling the door open. Mei's heart skipped a beat, but she relaxed as he skimmed the rows of her work clothes and casual outfits. Mr. Yen, good, no clutter here either. But you could use more colors. Everything's so neutral. Mei, neutral goes with everything. Mei Yen, and it's boring. When you finally meet someone, they'll want to see some personality. You can't live your whole life in beige, Mei. They ended their tour in the bathroom. Her mother glanced around at the minimal decor and the sparkling clean surfaces. Mrs. Yen, at least this room doesn't feel neglected. But a plant wouldn't hurt. Or some candles. Her father opened the medicine cabinet. Mei exclaiming, Dad. Privacy. Mr. Yen ignoring her, just checking. No surprises. Though I see you've got painkillers. It's work stressing you out that much. Mei, they're for headaches, Dad. I get them sometimes. Her mother turned to her, looking concerned. Mrs. Yen, see, this is why you need someone, Mei. You're running yourself into the ground, living alone. You need someone to share the load. Mei sighed, walking them back to the living room as quickly as she could without being obvious about it. As they returned to the living room, her father took one last look around, nodding thoughtfully. Mr. Yen, you've done well keeping this place clean. But it could use warmth. Home isn't just a place to live, Mei, it's a reflection of the life you're building. Right now, this place says you're waiting for something to start. Her mother placed a hand on Mei's shoulder, her expression softening. Mrs. Yen, we just want what's best for you, Mei. You're doing well in your career, but it's time to think about the rest of your life. We'll help you today, all right. Let's find a few things to make this place feel less lonely. Mei forcing a smile, thanks, Mom. Let me grab my bag, and we'll head out. As she turned to pick up her purse, Mei's mind raced. She'd managed to deflect most of their questions and complaints, but how long could she keep this up? For now, brunch and shopping awaited and the hope that her staged apartment would hold up to their scrutiny for just a little longer. Mei and her parents sat at a cozy booth in a bustling brunch cafe. The smell of fresh coffee and maple syrup filled the air. Mei sipped her latte, hoping the caffeine would give her the strength to get through the morning. Their waiter arrived, a tall, clean-cut young man in his mid-20s. He had an easy smile and the kind of charm that could sell a plate of toast as gourmet. Waiter setting down their menus, good morning. My name's Ryan, and I'll be taking care of you today. Can I start you off with some drinks or recommendations? Mrs. Yen smiling warmly, well, Ryan, aren't you polite? Such a refreshing change from some of the grumpy servers we've had lately. Ryan grinning, thank you, ma'am. I do my best. What can I get for you all? After they placed their drink orders, Mei could feel her mother's eyes following Ryan as he walked away. She braced herself for the inevitable. Mrs. Yen leaning in, he's cute, isn't he? So polite and well-spoken. Mei, have you noticed? Mei pretending to be oblivious, not really. I was busy deciding between pancakes and waffles. Mr. Yen, come on, Mei. He's young, strong-looking, and he's got good manners. You could do worse. Mrs. Yen, you should strike up a conversation with him. Maybe he's single. Guy like that could make a great husband. Mei laughing nervously, Mom, he's a waiter at a brunch spot. I think he's more interested in tips than dating a random customer. Mr. Yen, don't be dismissive. People meet their partners in all kinds of places. Besides, it wouldn't hurt to find out a little more about him. Ryan returned with their drinks, oblivious to the matchmaking energy swirling around the table. Mei's parents began peppering him with casual questions. Mrs. Yen, so, Ryan, do you work here full-time, or are you in school? Ryan pouring coffee, I'm actually a grad student, studying environmental science. This job helps pay the bills. Mr. Yen nodding approvingly, impressive. Young man with a plan. How do you like your studies? Ryan, I love it. It's challenging, but I'm passionate about sustainability and finding solutions for climate change. Mei's parents exchanged glances, clearly thrilled. Mei, however, decided it was time to put an end to their scheming. Mei smiling sweetly, that's wonderful, Ryan. You must be incredibly busy balancing work and grad school. Ryan nodding, it can be a lot sometimes, but I manage. Mei leaning forward conspiratorially, well, I won't add to your stress by having my parents matchmake for you. I'm sure you already have a girlfriend who's incredibly proud of all you're doing, right? Ryan blinked, caught off guard by the direct question. Ryan laughing, actually, I'm single at the moment. Mei with a teasing grin, really? You're probably just being modest. I mean, a guy like you. Polite, hardworking, studying to save the planet, your options must be endless. Ryan scratching the back of his head, blushing, well, thank you. That's kind of you to say. Mrs. Yen elbowing her gently, see? He's perfect. Mei turning to her parents, raising an eyebrow, perfect for what? He's clearly too good for me. Look at him, he's practically a superhero. I wouldn't want to hold him back from saving the world. Her parents chuckled at her playful sarcasm but didn't press the issue further. Ryan, sensing the humorous tension, excused himself to give them time to look over the menu. As soon as he was out of earshot, Mei leaned toward her parents. Mei, you see? He's busy building a better world. Let's not ruin his schedule by throwing me at him. Mr. Yen sighing, you're impossible. Mrs. Yen smiling despite herself, fine, we'll leave it alone for now. But we're just saying, Mei, don't let opportunities pass you by. Mei nodded, smiling at them with a mix of affection and exasperation, grateful that her quick thinking had bought her some peace for the moment. Mei and her parents wandered through the bustling aisles of a home goods store. Her mother clutched a notepad, already half filled with a list of necessities for Mei's apartment, while her father dutifully pushed a cart stacked with throw pillows, lamps, and a picture frame Mei hadn't asked for. Mrs. Yen, now, you need a centerpiece for your dining table. Something elegant but not too flashy. What about that one? She pointed to a vase displayed nearby. Mei glanced at it. It was oversized, bright gold, and utterly not her style. Mei politely, it's interesting, but I think I'll stick with something simpler. Her mother sighed dramatically, moving on. As they rounded the corner into the kitchen section, Mrs. Yen's matchmaking radar flared to life. A young man was comparing cookware, looking deeply invested in the merits of nonstick versus cast iron. Mrs. Yen nudging her, what about him? He's handsome, shopping for pots, clearly knows his way around a kitchen. Mei blinked, startled by the sudden pivot. Mei, Mom, I'm not picking up a frying pan and a boyfriend in the same trip. Mr. Yen chuckling, maybe he's a chef. That wouldn't be a bad match. Mei quickly redirected. Mei grinning mischievously, he's probably shopping for his wife. You wouldn't want me to embarrass myself, would you? Her mother squinted at the man's left hand, noting a distinct lack of a ring. Mrs. Yen, no ring. And he's picking up the starter set, definitely single. Go say hi. Mei, absolutely not. I already have more pots than I use. Let's keep moving. Before her mother could protest, Mei grabbed a set of measuring spoons from a nearby shelf and dropped them into the cart, steering the conversation back to her apartment. As they browsed the decor section, Mrs. Yen spotted another potential match. A tall, well-dressed man was perusing bookshelves, his hair neatly combed, and his expression serious. Mrs. Yen whispering, now, him. He looks responsible. Probably has a good job. Mei rolling her eyes, he's picking out furniture, not a girlfriend. Mrs. Yen, you don't know that. He might be looking for a bookshelf for his study. Imagine that, a man with a study. You'd have so much in common. Mei dryly, yes, because I'm always building shelves in my free time. Her father, sensing Mei's mounting frustration, chimed in. Mr. Yen, let's focus on the task at hand, dear. Mei needs some kitchen towels, remember? Her mother sighed but reluctantly moved on. Mei shot her father a grateful look. Near the checkout, her mother made one last attempt, this time with the cashier, a friendly, clean-cut young man in his mid-20s who greeted them with a warm smile. Cashier, did you find everything okay today? Mrs. Yen smiling, oh, we did. It's for my daughter's apartment. She's single, by the way. Mei froze, heat rushing to her cheeks. Mei laughing awkwardly, Mom. Cashier flustered but polite, that's nice. Let me just ring you up here. Mei, thanks. And no, I'm not looking. Let's not scare the man. Her parents exchanged a glance but let it drop as the cashier finished their transaction. In the car on the way home, Mrs. Yen couldn't help herself. Mei's mother, you can't blame me for trying, Mei. I just want you to find someone who will take care of you. Mei with a sigh, I get it, Mom. But can we cool it with the matchmaking? I promise, when I find someone, you'll be the first to know. Her father chuckled softly from the driver's seat, and her mother huffed but finally conceded. Mr. Yen teasing, we'll hold you to that promise, kiddo. Mei leaned back in her seat, relieved the shopping trip was over but bracing herself for the next time her mother's matchmaking instincts kicked into overdrive. The sun streamed through the tall glass windows of the art gallery, illuminating rows of paintings, sculptures, and abstract installations. Mei walked slightly ahead of her parents, clutching a brochure and trying to focus on the descriptions of the pieces rather than the looming possibility of more matchmaking attempts. Her mother and father trailed behind, commenting on nearly everything they passed. Mrs. Yen, look at this one, it's so dark and depressing. Who would want that in their home? Mr. Yen, it's called existential despair. Probably not meant to cheer anyone up. Mei stifled a smile, turning a corner into another exhibit. This section featured bright, modern pieces, with bold splashes of color and quirky sculptures that seemed to defy gravity. Mei, here, this one might be more your style. Bright and cheerful, right? Her mother tilted her head at a painting of a massive sunflower surrounded by swirling blue skies. Mrs. Yen, better. Though I still don't understand why someone would pay for something they could see in nature. Mr. Yen, because you can't hang a real sunflower on your wall. As they moved further into the gallery, Mrs. Yen's matchmaking radar activated once again. A young man stood near a display of minimalist pottery, examining a sleek, white vase. He was tall and well-dressed, with an intellectual air about him. Mrs. Yen nudging her, there, look at him. He's handsome and clearly cultured. You should go talk to him. Mei, Mom, we're at an art gallery, not a dating service. Mrs. Yen, he's appreciating art. That means he has depth. Depth is important in a husband. Mei groaning, let's focus on the art, not the patrons, please. Her father chimed in, attempting to defuse the situation. Mr. Yen, she's right, dear. Let the men appreciate his vase in peace. Her mother huffed but followed them into another room, where a series of abstract sculptures occupied the center of the space. While admiring a particularly striking sculpture, a twisting piece of metal and glass that seemed to shimmer as they moved, her mother tried again. Mrs. Yen, you know, art galleries are a great place to meet someone. Shared interests and all that. Mei sarcastically, yes, because I'm constantly discussing cubism and postmodernism in my free time. Her father chuckled, but her mother ignored the quip. Mrs. Yen, it wouldn't hurt to keep an open mind. You never know who you might meet. Mei sighing, Mom, I'm here with you and Dad. Let's just enjoy this outing without scouting for eligible bachelors, okay? As they moved toward the final exhibit, an interactive installation featuring lights and mirrors, Mei's parents seemed to settle into the art. Mr. Yen pointing to a mirrored sculpture, now, this is impressive. I'd hang this in my office. Mei, you don't even have an office, Dad. Mr. Yen grinning, fine, I'd hang it in the garage then. They all laughed, the tension from earlier easing slightly. At the exit, they stopped in the gift shop, where Mrs. Yen browsed postcards of famous paintings while Mei picked up a small notebook for herself. Mrs. Yen, this was nice. But, Mei, don't forget what we said. You're a smart, talented young woman. You deserve someone who appreciates you. Mei smiling patiently, thanks, Mom. I'll keep that in mind. Her father patted her shoulder as they left. Mr. Yen, just remember, you're still young. But not that young. Mei rolled her eyes but smiled, resolving to find humor in their persistence. Thank you for listening to If at All Modern. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, share and hit that notification bell for more from this series.